Yep. Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome back.
We're back to discuss some more Boston Celtics basketball. For people who are fans of the Celtics, if you're not, sorry, don't watch this video. The Celtics are going to talk about Celtics versus Brooklyn from last night's game. Sorry, getting a little bit late to these. I've just really been kind of busy, so I'm just getting around to these. And usually we try to do it on the day the game happens, but things happen.
Yeah.
So, 2 games ago, they lost to the Heat, which really surprised me. It's the Heat. They play well, but their defense is was not there. It's just defense has been very inconsistent so far. But then last night they played the Brooklyn Nets and they destroyed the Brooklyn Nets, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, you got what's his name? Kyrie Irving is not playing, and
No.
what's the other guy?
Anthony Davis.
No, no, Anthony Davis plays with LA.
My bad.
Um,
Kawhi. No, that's not him.
no, I can't remember his name.
Well, he just joined Kyrie and Brooklyn.
Yeah, but he didn't play because he was hurt. Durant, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's him.
Durant. I couldn't.
Yeah,
my mind
he's
there.
out too with
Yeah,
I think
so
a torn
I'm really
leg
not
or
surprised
something.
that the Celtics, beat up on Brooklyn. Even though Brooklyn usually gives them a good fight, even though, without those guys. I mean, they're not a terrible team like they used to be a few years ago. They've gotten better. The Celtics, won 149 and 115. So they're what?
45 and 23 now.
In the last since this season started back up, I think they were 2-2.
Yeah, so that means they're third in the Eastern Conference right now.
Yeah, so
Because the Bucks are number one.
yeah, so
A lot of good nights. Jaylen Brown another good night last night, 21 points. Jason Tatum had 19. And I'm kind of surprised, but Robert Williams III was in last night.
really,
He had a good night last night.
he had a fantastic.
18 points.
Yeah, I think he was 8 for 8 shooting. I do believe it was.
7 for
It
7.
was 7 for 7.
4 for 4
I'm
for.
waiting for him to play since I know he got hurt before the whole COVID thing, and I thought this was going to be his year to finally start to get more consistent, play more
He's
minutes,
got terrific speed.
and some things playing. Sorry, highlights.
ESPN.
And he finally got to play last night, and he was good. Grant, a lot of his points came at the rim on alley oops and stuff like that, but he did make a few nice, mid range shots, and a decent amount of rebounds. They really need, I think that's what's been missing from the Celtics for as long as I can remember. They never had a true center that that can score, that can rebound. Like some of these other teams have these, really good centers who can, make it very difficult for the opposing team to get inside and just easily score. Celtics haven't had that. I mean, Robert Williams got hurt for a long time. I think he had a concussion at one point. He had a hip problem, knee problem. I forget what else he had, but I've really been looking forward to seeing this guy get more minutes. And when the season started, he didn't play at all.
Yeah.
Whereas he just left him on the bench, and he fell out and play last night. I'm hoping that this means more minutes. I don't know, because I like him more than I like Cantor and Daniel Tice. I mean,
Tice only had 10 points last night.
I mean, he's okay. I mean, there's times he plays really well, and other times he disappears, just like Cantor. I mean, Cantor, he'll have one good game, and then he'll have 4 or 5 games in a row where he doesn't do a whole lot. That he's just makes a decent effort. He's in helps the team a little bit, but not much. They don't have anybody that can really score points or rebound big. I mean, even Robert Williams, I think he can do it. I think he's still young, and I think he's told he's another year maybe. And what the COVID happened, it takes away from getting on the floor and getting more experience. Even though he says he's healthy now, which is good, but I wish they would put him in there more. I don't like seeing Tyson Cantor getting the nod over him, and he's just sitting on the bench. When you know what you get with those two, I mean, yeah, I know they're healthier than he is for the most part, but
Yeah.
we're looking forward to watching them.
Well, obviously, I'm sure with the injuries, Williams has been getting and everything. I'm sure Brad Stevens is taking him, by a day-by-day approach and putting him in the game. Hopefully he does get some more minutes. I mean, he did have a good game last night. I mean, he did score more than Daniel Tice did, so hopefully that's sort of a wake up call for Brad Stevens. To potentially get him in some more minutes during the next game, possibly. I mean, because he's supposed to be good. So when he got drafted, he was supposed to be good, and like you said, with the injuries that he's had and everything else. So I'm sure Brad Stevens just taking it by day approach and just seeing how well he does in the practices and scrimmages and stuff like that, and seeing his performances in games and stuff.
Well, a lot of guys said during practice he's been unbelievable since this whole thing started back up. That's why I was kind of surprised that he wasn't in any games yet up until last night.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully Brad Stevens out to give him a little bit more minutes. I mean, he's not going to get any better unless you give him more minutes. Just even have him sit on the bench for all of he gets on the floor for 2 minutes, 5 minutes a game or whatever. That's not enough. I mean, he's going to be 10, 15 minutes at least to start with. I mean.
Yeah.
Minimum minutes isn't good for experience.
I agree.
And he's young, younger than Tyson and Cantor are. I think he can, with a lot of practice, could be a lot better.
I agree.
As far as the rest of the guys, they're doing well. I mean, Tatum's
19 points.
He had it okay. I mean, I still think he's got to get back to his form was before COVID hit. He was really unbelievable.
I think the reason why some of these guys sort of don't really have many high points is because obviously with the season restarting, I'm sure most players are still trying to get back into their normal form of playing basketball, and it's going to take a few games for them to get back to their shape that they were before COVID-19 started. So
I know Tatum said he didn't even touch a basketball the entire time, so that's really not surprising to me that he did. He's not that consistent. I think that was the first game. I think it was. He did awful. So I think it's going to take him a while. I think he's getting better as the games go on. But I mean, there's a short season before the playoffs start, so they don't have a lot of time to get consistent and get better before playoffs start. I think that's all I want to say about it. I think that they're I'm glad that basketball's back and that they're playing in a bubble unlike other sports. These guys aren't going to get sick. At least they shouldn't, unless they do something they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Most of the sports are struggling to stay healthy, but it's good to see these guys aren't. So I'm looking forward to the next game. I think is tomorrow. I forget who they're playing tomorrow.
They're playing the Raptors.
Toronto. They're playing Toronto, so that should be a good game.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna check it out. See how it goes. Hopefully we get some of these guys some more minutes, especially Robert Williams. I think that's going to do it. If you guys like this video, or any thoughts, comments, or if you're enjoying the Celtics being back, put your comments on down below. And as always, hit that like and subscribe.
Till next time.